everyone, it's Katrina and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to reflect on my 2019 goals with you all and see how I did. So in January I came up with a list of 35 goals, and some are more serious, some are bigger, smaller, and I just wanted to go through each of them and see how I did. So these are the 3 indicators that I will use to score myself on each goal. If I feel like I did it for the most part, maybe not every single day this year, but for the most part I feel like I accomplished it and I feel good about it, I'm gonna give myself a green, you did it. And then if I completely just didn't really think about it, didn't try, did not make much progress at all, I'll give myself a maybe next year. And then if I feel like I did try but I just am not quite at the green, I'm gonna give myself an almost there. So the first one is wash dishes immediately. Stop being lazy and making others wash it. And this was really me eating breakfast and then kind of leaving in the sink with the intention of going back there, but I would be okay if someone else went there first. Anyway, it's really bad, but since I made this a goal in the beginning of the year, I felt like I really followed through, and I know it shouldn't really even be a goal, but I have been much better about washing dishes immediately, so I give myself a green. I did it! The second goal is to use flower planner from mom. So at the beginning of the year, my mom gave me this planner, and after graduation in 2017, I felt like I've just really fallen and I stopped planning things out. I did actually end up using this planner until September, and then I moved on to a smaller planner. So all in all, I'm definitely back into the planner game, so I give myself a green. The third one is make bed every day. I think I'm gonna have to give myself a yellow because I know that there are some days like today where I get up and I don't think about making the bed, but I definitely want to continue making this a goal. Okay, number 4 is move phone charger away from the bed, and I mainly wanted to do this to get better sleep, and because I noticed that my eyes and head were throbbing all the time and very strained. And I definitely feel like I deserve a green, even though it took me a couple months to really do this. But once I moved here, I made it a point to put the charger away and then to sleep on the side of the bed that was furthest away from the charger. And it also helps that I stopped wearing my contacts. So my eyes and head definitely feel better this year. So yay, green. It's such a game changer. So if you feel like you're always on your phone and you really want to just do one step to help yourself not go on the phone at night and in the morning, I would suggest moving your phone charger away from the bed. Number 5 is be supportive of friends and their goals, even if their goals move them further away from you, or even if it means spending less time together, or maybe like they're busy with work. Remind yourself that it's okay if you don't always talk with your friends. Be happy, supportive, and make time for each other. I kind of will give myself different things. So I think for the be supportive of friends and their goals, I want to give myself a green because I do think that I am very proud and happy for my friends when they reach their goals, big or small, and I try my best to show that to them too. I'm sort of a red for the reminding self that it's okay if we don't always talk, because I do feel myself sometimes thinking that, oh, I feel like it's a very unreciprocated relationship where I'm putting in the effort and they're not. This is something I've actually spoken to my therapist about, and I'm really trying to work on ways that I can make that cognitive switch so that I'm not so attached to this feeling of like security and safety that I think I should get from others. So anyway, I think I definitely want to try to be better at that next year. For the making time for each other, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, because even though I'm away from most of my friends right now, I feel like I am still trying to make the time. If someone contacts me and reaches out to me, I really try to make the time despite whatever it is I'm doing. So I feel like I'm sort of all 3 with that one. Number 6 is buy less and buy better. Ask yourself, do you really need this? Do you still want this after months? And this is really more pertaining to like clothes. I really wanted to be more conscious about buying things, more mindful and intentional, and not just buy pieces because I like them. And I feel like I've definitely shopped more this year than I did last year, but I think a lot of it is because since I moved here, I've needed to buy more like teacher appropriate things and winter gear that I just did not have prior to moving to Cambridge. I think I'm going to give myself an almost there just because I know that there are pieces I bought this year that I don't feel super great about, but I definitely was more cognizant than I have been in the past, so hopefully next year I could be even better. Number 7 is read 3 books. Becoming, 5 People You Meet in Heaven, I think, and then Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Of these 3 that I listed for myself, I only read Becoming, and I read that one in the beginning of the year too. I'm gonna give myself an almost there because I did read another book, Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, which I really recommend. I read a lot like in grad school, but I really wanted to read more on my own time. 8th goal is to work on passenger/driver anxiety. Big fat red. For those of you who don't know, I'm an extremely nervous, anxious driver, and even a passenger if I'm really paying attention to the road. And I feel so restricted in my ability to drive because I'm scared to drive to new places, scared to go on the freeway for the most part, just scared to go anywhere that I am not familiar with. And I really wanted to try to work on that because it really cripples my ability to go places, and I feel like even when I'm thinking about schools or jobs, whether or not I feel like I am able to drive there plays such a big role, and so I really want to work on that, but since I've moved here, I have not driven at all, so red. Next one, wash makeup brushes more frequently, hopefully once a month. I feel like I've definitely been better at washing than I have been in the past, which was absolutely nothing. But I don't think I've done once a month this year, so I'm gonna give myself a yellow. Oh gosh, the number 10, the good old work out more consistently goal. Or at least stretch if I don't work out. That's what I put in parentheses. Big red. I don't think I've exercised regularly this entire year. The other week I went to a bar class, the free trial, and it was so intense I legitimately almost fainted. I got so lightheaded to the point where I couldn't see, my audio was getting muffled. I had to leave the class and sit out for 15 minutes. The owner of the studio came, gave me a wet towel. It was so bad and so difficult. But I ended up going back in for the ending 15 minutes. But I'm not fit, not in shape, and I definitely want to try harder next year. I'm thinking of buying a membership for that intense bar studio, so stay tuned. The next one's kind of in the same line. It is go to the yoga house 1 week free trial and the free Pilates class. I'll give myself a red and green because I did not go to that yoga trial, but I did go to the free Pilates class, so yeah. Number 12, when you're with people, limit phone or computer usage or just put it away altogether. Be more present, especially if you're just hanging out and talking. I feel like I've done that for the most part, but the one person that I feel like I'm not so good with that with is Ryan, because I feel like we see each other every day and we often talk when we're eating or doing other stuff, or even when we go out. I feel like I'm always kind of in the middle of either talking to someone or doing something, and I feel like I need to do that right now. So I feel like it really takes away from our time together, and I really want to be better with that, even if he's someone that I'm talking to every single day. 13th goal is wash laundry in cold water and try to dry less if possible. Also, wash yourself and don't let it pile up. Red for this one too, just because since our laundry here is quite expensive, it's $2 per machine, we really try to load it up. And because we re-wear our clothes multiple times before washing, this is the 3rd time I'm wearing this outfit, we wash it in hot water just to really give it a good clean. And we definitely let it pile up. We have so much clothes that needs to be washed. So red, maybe next year. Okay, next one is clean the hair from the shower right away. So for those of you who have long hair, maybe you will feel me. Oh my gosh, see? I just touched it and a hair fell out. But I lose so much hair in the shower, and then it's just a bunch of loose hair, so I put it on the wall during my shower, and then afterward I kind of swirl, and then throw it away. But last year I realized that I would always just leave it in there and forget, and then I wouldn't see it until I'm about to hop in the shower again. And if someone else is sharing the shower, they're just kind of oh, what is this hairball? I really wanted to try to just clean that out right away, and I do feel like I've been pretty good at it, so I'm going to give myself a green. Listen to more music, 2019 playlist. I feel like I'm the only one who has a goal to listen to more music. I don't know why, even when I'm just walking or in the car, sometimes I just forget or don't think about putting music on. Even though I realize that music really makes me feel good. If I'm walking or driving and I have music on, I'm dancing a little bit, it brings me in a good mood, yet I often don't do it. I don't really bring headphones with me, and I just want to discover more music, but I guess I'm not really actively doing it. So I want to do better, so I'm going to give myself a red, and maybe my 2020 playlist will have more than 30 songs in it. 16, get into grad school! 1,000 exclamation marks, please! Green! Yay! Okay, next. 17, cook more and keep a recipe book. Try to cook 10 new things this year? cook for parents bi-weekly at least, maybe all 3. I've cooked more this year, definitely. Moving here, we've cooked more. Have not kept a recipe book, and I think we've cooked 10 new things maybe. We kind of repeat a lot. I know there's like spaghetti quesadillas, turkey burgers, soup, lots of different soups. 18. Be more kiam or frugal, especially leading up to the Asia trip. Eat out less. So this was really me realizing that so much money goes to eating out, and I really wanted to limit that, especially as we were gearing up for our Asia trip. I'm gonna go almost there just because I do feel like sometimes I am like, okay, we shouldn't eat this at this time, or we shouldn't go out, we should not Uber, we should walk somewhere closer, but at the same time I don't think I'm always thinking about it, so yeah. Number 19 is visit all grandparents at least once a week and be present when visiting. Don't just sit there on your phone. I want to give myself a green just because before I moved here, I felt like I was going to my grandparents' house almost every day. I was seeing them a lot, and I was really trying to be more present, buying them food that they liked or just kind of talking to them. Actually, I have still called one of my grandmas almost every week since I've moved here. But it's a little harder with my other grandparents because I kind of wait until someone else is there to FaceTime me, but then it's just like very loud and hard to have a conversation. But I will see them probably tomorrow. I made this poem book for them, so these are my 4 grandparents, and for one of my final projects in class, I made a book of poems about my grandparents. So I'm really excited to show this to them. The next goal is talk to parents more, especially when you're at home. I don't know, I'm gonna give myself a yellow just because I do think that I'm really trying to be more cognizant about spending quality time with my parents. My sister definitely calls them a lot more. I do try to update them like through text and stuff like that, but I think I can do better, so yellow. 21, make a girls trip happen, even a small one. I'll give myself a red. It is extremely difficult to plan a trip. We're never all free on the same day. Not even thinking international travel or even Vegas. Like, we really shrunk it down. Like, okay, like, can we go to San Diego? And it hasn't really happened. I think we are gonna meet up, but just not like trip-wise, which is still nice. So for the trip-wise, I'm gonna give myself a red. Next one is initiate more conversations, check up on people, follow through with hangout plans, and call friends. So for this one, I feel like it's such a long one with many parts. I'm just gonna give myself all 3. So initiate more conversations. I give myself a red. I've just never been very good at being the first one to message. Even like on the AIM days back then, I think I ask like in group chats like, hey, how's everyone doing sometimes, but I still don't think that I'm really like individually messaging people and checking up on them as much as I feel like I should. Follow through with hangout plan. Maybe yellow, because there are some people who I'm thinking that we kind of mentioned like, oh, we'll hang out, and then I suck at that. But before I moved here, there were a handful of people who I was like, okay, let's meet up before I moved to Massachusetts, and I actually did cross everyone off my list for that, so all 3 for this one. Next one is drink more water and go back to the orange hydro flask, which is that thing there, that 40-ounce hydro flask. I think I'm gonna give myself a green because I did do it. I definitely switched to the hydro flask earlier this year, and it has helped a lot. Next one is try new things with Ryan. Six Flags, new cuisines, movies, SB, Asia, just new places in general. So I was talking about it with him, and I felt like I should give us an almost there because we didn't go to Six Flags, even though that was like my Valentine's promise 2 years ago. Somehow I'm just feeling scared. Like, I used to not be scared of roller coasters, but all of a sudden thinking about it kind of gives me like nervous feelings. We have tried some new cuisines and some new restaurants. We watched movies, so we started and finished the entire Marvel marathon, like 20-something movies from May to December this year. And we did not go to SB, no. We went to Asia, yes, and new places. We moved here, so I guess that's a yes. So 25 is a long one, but it's really put in effort in working on your emotional and mental health and well-being, your temper, especially with Ryan. Stop letting angry emotions ride out. Work on your anger and like spitefulness. Be more productive with arguments. Be stronger than your negative emotions and work on anxiety and maybe slowly meeting more of Ryan's friends. So there is a lot going on here. Overall, I want to give myself a green. Not to say that I think that I'm where I should be, but because it was really put in the effort in working on it, and I do think that I have been a lot more than in the past 2 years. In these past 2 years, I've really realized how much anger I can have and how it can just come out in very destructive ways, and I've noticed that I often let my angry and immature feelings just ride out because it's easier. Therapy really helped with this. We are working towards it together. We're having much more productive talks and discussions, and even arguments are getting a lot more productive. I'm doing my best to like just really understand the way I am, but also kind of change and get better than that. So I'm not where I want to be, but I have tried quite hard this year, so I'm gonna give myself a green. Number 26, be more comfortable with embracing your body and nudity. This is something that kind of came to my mind because I had a couple Instagrams I was following where they would post sort of nude pictures, and I just thought it looked really beautiful and confident and natural and empowering, and I just wanted to be comfortable and celebrate my own body and embrace my own body. I definitely feel more confident and comfortable going into like those hot springs where you have to get naked, because I went to my first one in 2016 and I just felt so insecure, like always was covering up. And this year I went, and granted it was much emptier this time around, but I just like kind of walked and just felt very like whatever, like everyone's naked, whatever, I'm just gonna go outside and like chill on the hot spring. It definitely like changes. Not every day is so great, and there are definitely still things that I wish were a little bit different about my body, but overall I do feel like I am able to embrace myself more. Yeah, I want to continue working on it. So number 27, wear less foundation. At least get comfortable with what your skin really looks like. Foundation is still okay, and you should rock it whenever you want and for occasions too. So I'm going to give myself a green for this. This year I have really just like stopped wearing foundation on a daily basis, but I think it's mainly because I'm lazy and I don't want to wash the brush or beauty blender. But since I've gotten the RMS concealer, I really just applied that on, and it just is a lot faster and it feels more comfortable. And I do feel like in this year I've embraced my naked face a lot more too, and there are more days where I wear no makeup and I still feel pretty good about it. Number 28, continue facials, pedicures once in a while, and invest in myself and pamper myself sometimes. Thank you to Mary Cruz for inspiring me to do this. So she was telling me that, you know, teaching sometimes gets really rough, and you have to remember to also just invest in yourself and do things for yourself too. I'm kind of in between because in terms of facial and pedicures, I haven't gotten those because the facials over here are like more than double the price of my facials back home. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pluck my own eyebrows and do my own masks. But because I decided that I wasn't spending money on facials, I would splurge on some facial masks that I've been looking at but reluctant to buy because they were pricey. I should get a pedicure because my toes are not looking too hot. Next one is continue making videos. Recommendation? Not sure. What direction with YouTube? So at this point last year, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do anymore, but ultimately, I do want to continue making videos because it makes me feel good, and I like to rewatch them and I like to share them with my family, and I hope that there are people out there too that enjoy watching it too. Still not completely sure, but I do feel more like I don't need to just choose one direction to go with my YouTube video. I feel like so many people are telling me that, oh, you need to choose your niche if you want to be successful, but I don't think that was ever really my goal. I just want to do what I want to do, and for me, that's not to like put myself in this box. So yeah, I'm gonna give myself a green for that, and we'll see where this journey takes me. Number 30 is continue revamping / sharing journey on Katrina Stacie Instagram, maybe do some photo shoots. I was kind of also thinking like if I wanted to take that into a new direction as well, especially because I was following a lot of these like environmentally friendly and conscious Instagrams. I was wondering if I should try to track my journey, but I felt like I was feeling so much cognitive dissonance and like emotional tension because I wasn't where I felt like I should be, but at the same time I'm like, oh well, you know, it's about progress and not perfection, but I still felt like this guilt. And overall, I think I just decided that, again, I'm not going to box myself in that my Instagram needs to have this one theme. I'm just going to post whatever I want. I'm going to do like this. The year's been pretty busy, so I haven't really gotten to like take many pictures, but on the recent snow day, I guess that is like a little photo shoot. Next one is take calcium daily. Big red. I don't know why it's so hard for me to take the vitamins daily. I see the 2 calcium bottles that we have there, and I don't even remember the last time that I took it. Next one, we're almost there. 32 is eat less beef. I'm gonna give myself a red for this. Not that I eat a lot of beef. If I buy meat, I'm usually buying chicken or turkey, but I do eat beef in like burgers, pho. Korean barbecue. I don't eat those often, but I haven't really been active in thinking about limiting those or choosing other options when I do get it. I'm gonna give myself a red just because I feel like I've just been doing what I always do. Number 33, be better at sticking with the GERD diet most of the time. So for those of you who know, in 2018, my doctor told me that I had vocal nodules, a lot of acid reflux, and GERD/LPR. I just felt really uncomfortable, felt a lot of pain, hoarse throat. I have not been very good with my diet. I feel like I'm always like, well, it's okay. I'll just like eat Tums and drink throat coat. I'm gonna hope the vocal nodules are gone, but if they're still there, then maybe that's the push I need to really like do better on my diet. But it just sucks because everything I like is not good for me. Number 34 is don't buy new makeup unless product is used up or you don't have it. Oh my gosh. Oh, you scared me. What was I saying? 34 is don't buy new makeup unless the product is used or you don't have it. Focus on what you do have. For this one, I'm going to give myself maybe a yellow-green. I was very cognizant about what I was buying. I did research, but I do think that I bought some things that I didn't really need. Okay, last one. Stop picking at ingrown hairs, especially in the bikini area. I'm gonna give myself a red because I don't know, I think I'm addicted to plucking hairs, especially the ingrown hairs. They just always grow and I just feel like I have to get them. And it just ends up in scars and it's terrible and I keep doing it, so hopefully I'll be better at it in the future, but it's very hard. It's like picking pimples. Like I know I shouldn't do it, but I can't help it. So here is my final list with the colors highlighted. So there's quite a good mix of all three colors. Actually, I feel like it's better than I expected. I know that one of my professors once told me the more goals you make, the less likely you are to accomplish them all. And I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna make a bunch of goals because I don't want to limit myself. Granted, I think she was talking about like health related goals. But anyway, so this is my final 2019 goal list. Maybe I'll see you all in a video for my 2020 goals. Yay! Alright, thank you so much for watching and hope you all have a happy holiday season and a happy new year. Bye!